Lucyspraggan became famous through X Factor. She wasn't on X Factor for very long because she was taken to her hotel one night and she was sexually assaulted. And the person who did that, who was not involved directly in the production, was convicted and is now in prison. But she has remained musically active. She's produced a record every 2 years, and she's now produced her seventh album. But she keeps coming back to this issue that her brush with reality TV was a negative experience, as it is for most of us who've been involved in reality TV. She said, being famous, especially overnight, is a huge trauma. After being exposed to fame, you need a little bit of help with your self-worth and work on validation. I would say it's not simply the issue of being famous or not being famous. It's the issue of adjusting to the fact that your agency has been removed. Particularly, that was particularly the thing that I felt. The fame, the loss of fame, is really not from my point of view, a big issue. What is a big issue is the sense that you don't have the power to make decisions for yourself. And that is something that is a result of the way these television programs are designed and the power that is given to production. And we need an industry shift, she says. This is something I've been saying for the last 5 years. I've been writing and beseeching the Department of Digital Culture, Media and Sport and getting nowhere. I've been sent from there to Ofcom, from Ofcom back to them, and so on. It's just going round and round in a circle. And my own MP, I keep sending letters. He keeps sending them on. Essentially, it's extraordinary. In the entire time, I haven't had a meeting with my MP. I don't understand why not. Is he as lazy as Lucy Fraser, as Nadine Dorries, as Oliver Dowden, and all the others? I think the only thing I can do is say yes. It seems extraordinary that I've been writing these letters now for about 5 years, and I still haven't met my MP. Madness. Utter madness. A desultory, bored individual with a part of a desultory, bored and arrogant party. And that arrogance is evident, for example, in the obsession with the Bibi Stockholm and now the revelation that it's disease-ridden. Well, why are we surprised? We're not surprised. We might be shocked, but we can't be surprised, because this is a government which is dominated by laziness and by desire to pontificate, to declaim slogans and rhetoric, but not to do the hard work. So Lucyspraggan has spoken out on Sky today. Rebecca Fergusson has spoken out. Katie Waissel has spoken out. I've spoken out. We need an industry shift. It's no good promising a select committee meeting to look into Love Island and the Jeremy Kyle show if it's truncated halfway through the period when evidence is being presented. For whatever reason, is never reconvened. But once it's got all the evidence it wants from production, that's around 50 people from production gave evidence, and only 4 people who were performers gave evidence. We need to change the way things are done. We need a new way of looking at this problem. Reality TV needs a fresh start. We can't just keep doing the same thing. So, I have a very specific request. And if you go to a website here, members.parliament.uk, and you type in your postcode, your location, you should be able to find who your Member of Parliament is. Please write to your Member of Parliament. Write either an email or a letter. Make sure your address and telephone number are on the letter. And ask your Member of Parliament to contact the Secretary of State for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, that's a person called Lucy Fraser, and ask your MP to request the reconvening of the Select Committee into examination of reality TV, and particularly the problems that were exposed by the Jeremy Kyle show and Love Island. 52 people have died. More are likely to suffer from exposure to reality TV, and the answer is not to apply a sticking plaster called Ofcom and to say that it's Ofcom's job to deal with what happens next. It's the government's job, and it's the job of the Secretary of State to make decisions. And it's the job of the Secretary of State to make sure that people are safe when they are appearing on television. It's not about how many psychiatrists we engage and when we engage them. It's about ensuring that people who appear on these television programs, because they haven't all applied to be on these programs. Many of them, like me, were telephoned out of the blue, and a lot of pressure was put on us to appear on these programs, a lot of pressure in a very short space of time. We were also told not to tell anybody else, not to seek advice. And the real problem is about the loss of agency and how to get that back and how to deal with that. And I think the way to do that is to have proper union representation by an organisation like Equity. But if Equity and Paul Fleming, the Secretary General of Equity, doesn't seem very interested in doing anything, but some union should. So if not Equity, then who? And at the same time, anybody who is on television and on television for, as I was, a month, with 10, 15 minutes every day, I should have been represented by a proper agent during that time. Somebody independently of the production who has my interests at heart. But not only my interests, yours as well. Because the diet of cheap television that pays no heed to the pain caused by the television show makers is not good for the audience. It's really not good for the audience. And we don't want to be constantly inundated with stories of depressed and dying cast members who have given their lives for your entertainment. That should not be the price or the cost of entertainment on television or elsewhere. We can lead the way. I thought we were going to, but instead our government took the easy way out and never reconvened this Select Committee. The Select Committee was set up in 2019, and it was closed in 2019 because of the general election, because Boris called a general election. Now, at any point, it could be reconvened, and they could continue their work and take evidence from those of us who know what the industry is like. And it's not just that industry. It's not just reality TV. It's cheap television in general. Because that also covers morning television, daytime television, as well as reality TV. And it makes up the majority of television that goes out on a daily basis in our country and across the world. We can lead the debate here, but we need your help. So please find out who your MP is, write to your MP, request a meeting. Request that your MP writes to Liz Fraser and asks when she is going to arrange to reconvene the Select Committee meeting, the Select Committee investigation into reality TV. When will she do it? I look forward to hearing from you.